Alright guys, we are back, and there might be a little bit of overlap, but I do not think so. Just to remind you, our Zerg player has his Overseer in the main base, can see everything, and he just put down his Baneling nest. In production we have lots of Zerglings coming, about 14 Zerglings at a time, and I don't know if our Protoss player is going to have enough to defend this. He is putting down a gate. He lost his previous gate to Zerglings, I believe. And putting down a gateway here. He has got his rally point here still, but not producing any probes. In production for both players, we have the gate. They're both actually there's a Hydra done. That's exciting. So there's a Hydra done over here. Normally you're gonna see Zerg players go for roaches, but Hydra's not a terrible choice. They will be slow moving across this map, and looks like we have some Zerglings coming out. They can be made into Banelings. They also have speed, so I kind of doubt he'll make them into Zerglings. I think he'll just run in like he did before, go for the workers, because as I said, in the main base there's absolutely no defense. There's actually exactly the same place the pylon was before. And these Zerglings, once again, the workers can fight Zerglings decently well, but if they're just left to run havoc, they will kill your workers very, very quickly because they attack so fast. I don't know why he's trying to there you go. The pylon would be a smarter choice in the simulator. It's got this one zealot out, which is going to get absolutely massacred by all of these Zerglings, and he is trying to get another zealot out, but it's going to get cancelled because of this pylon going down. The Nexus and this gateway look like they're going to go down. These two cannons will probably be able to hold. I don't know. 18 Zerglings is a lot, so depending on how it works out, between the Zealot and the probably two Zealots and the cannons, they can probably hold it off. He does lose the Nexus, which is devastating, really. He is supply blocked, which is probably the worst time he gets supply blocked. He should not attack with these Zealots, because they will be absolutely surrounded and massacred, but if they had the cannon support, they'd be fine. Zealots look really cool. Anyway, he's not attacking with his other Zerglings here, so the Zealots will clean up a few. This guy has 4 kills by himself. He's a badass, now a dead badass. Still have the Overseer here, which looks creepy as anything. Anyway, the Zerglings move into the main. They are going to get on these cannons. These cannons are going to be fine. They're going to hold it off, no problem. And we're not going to lose any more workers, but we have lost 28 workers from the Protoss. That is ridiculous. What's even more ridiculous is that he's actually not at much of a worker disadvantage at 13 to 15 because our Zerg player does not believe in droning whatsoever. But he has so many resources. I guess that makes sense. He really should be spending them. He could just mass Zerglings to end this game. I do see the Hydras moving out, just 5 of them, really slowly. Creepy look. That is scary. Real slow across this big. Well, it's a small map, but it's a big stretch for Hydras. He's gonna put a pylon up. Keep in mind, the Overseer does know exactly what's going on. These rocks are still intact, and we do have still supply blocked. Okay, the pylon is finishing. He will no longer be supply blocked. He's gonna have 2 Zealots and these cannons. If these Hydras, I don't know, he knows this is here, he should attack this. No, he's not. He's going to go for the kill, but these cannons are going to absolutely devastate these Hydras, especially with the help of the Zealots. We are going to lose 1 Zealot. Yes, we do lose 1 Zealot. +1 is on the way now. We keep an eye on the production tab. Lots of things being done, except, oh, no, I'm sorry, +1 armor, not weapons, because +1 weapons are already completed. But lots of things coming from our Protoss player. Absolutely nothing from the Zerg player. He does have 2 Zerglings here just for a little bit of map vision. And that is cool. That is a Ursadak calf. And that is talking to the Zerglings. Maybe they're gonna have a cup of tea. I don't know what they're gonna do. Anyway, so the Zealots here are still being made one at a time. He does not have his core yet, so he can't get Warp Gate. But he's got a decent force of Zealots. They could easily deal with anything the Zerg player is producing. There is a Changeling. Where's the Changeling? I do not see it. Anyway, 18 drones to 18 probes, so even there's a changeling. So changeling looks like a zealot. It's going to use it to scout. And as far as map vision goes, our Zerg player is absolutely in the lead. It looks like JD has no idea what is going on whatsoever in anything capacity at all. But as spectators, we get to see everything. We get to see these Hydras sitting around, not doing much, still guarding this VIP drone. He must be the senator amongst the drones. I don't know. Maybe he's the queen's son. That's who he is. Anyway, so the overseer, still with all his eyes and his turtle-like head, is just sitting off the edge, getting a little bit of vision to see maybe if the Protoss is moving out. He could probably avoid that pretty simple if he wanted to move out, but he doesn't seem to want to move out, playing very defensively. The core comes down. He actually takes a lead with probes. Still not using his chrono boost, and still does not have the warp gate tech, but he is constantly making zealots. He's not going to get supply blocked anytime soon. And he did finish his +1/+1. As far as upgrades go, he has a upgrade advantage from what I can tell. Do we have the range from them? No upgrades from our Zerg player whatsoever. We have some tech coming from the Protoss player, a photon cannon for a little bit of defense. Finally, gonna put some defense up in his main, which is good. And a robo is coming down. Roaches have started, so he did put down the roach warren. There it is. Roaches have started from our 3 roaches coming from our 3 roaches in play, 4 being made. Sorry, coming from our Zerg player, and a Stargate coming down. Where's Stargate? There it is. Stargate coming from our Protoss player. He is going to try to maybe go Void Rays, maybe Immortals from this, because Immortals are great versus Roaches. Here we have Twilight Council as well, so maybe he'll be going Observer, Blink, Stalkers. I highly doubt that, because I don't think he knows how to blink, what Observers or Blink is, or any of that. But he does like cannons, and this cannon placement, I must say, is actually really good. It's not bad. He could have protected him a little better with the buildings, but putting the zealots in front of this cannon, the forge, keep it safe. And if any unit comes in here, they're going to be targeted by all 3 cannons, so that's very strong. And this is following a great wall for Zergling run-bys. They cannot get in here unless they go through here, and that's going to be absolutely devastating from the cannons. So good defensive posture here. He does have Warp Gate on the way. As far as our Zerg player, he's checking, maybe looking at expanding over here. Yeah, it's a drone, so I think he's going to put another base here. He's getting Hive Tech at his main, at his lair, and Hive here. So he had 2. Yes, his Hive Tech. So he already had 2 layers. And the great thing about hives, they get even more squiggly penis tentacles, which should be fun for everybody. He's massing a few roaches. Looks like he got about 7 or 8 here. 7, I think. 2, 4, 6, 7. Yes, it is. I should not do math while casting. I am terrible at it. Anyway, we have our 3rd coming down from Zerg, and he's moving the roaches out here. I'm thinking maybe he'll come around and try to take out these rocks, because the cannons are all placed on this left side. It will not cover this. So this probe is going to throw down his pylon here. Maybe he's going to put some cannons. Maybe he's thinking of that, or maybe he's just supply blocked. Yeah, he's supply blocked. So the hatchery, the 3rd, is started. He's using these to defend it in case anything comes through here. That's smart. He's got a little bit of map vision. It's actually interesting to note that the health of Zerg units will regenerate over time. He was in the yellow. He's now almost fully healed. He could put another changeling down. We have our first Void Ray out. Now this Void Ray could be really dangerous for a Zerg player, because I think he has 3 Hydras, but that is just not enough to defend against a few Void Rays, so that could be really dangerous. But as far as production goes, there's a Spire and Ultralisk cabin. Now, it is commonly said of Ultralisks that if I'm really far ahead as a Zerg player and I want to lose, I will go Ultralisks, because they are just so expensive. But in this game, they might be great for breaking through this cannon and Zealot defense, because Zealots tend to bunch up and the splash damage from the Ultras would do a lot of damage. But these rocks are about to fall to these 7 or 8 roaches. I always forget. It's 7. Gotta stop doing math. Anyway, the rocks are broken down, so he has a weakness here. These If these roaches come in this way, they might be able to pick up a few probes.